Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Joel Faye Cabildes, and I will be reporting the last part of the Module 4, the summary, with focus on copy editing skills and qualities of a good editor. Let's start by asking ourselves, what is the crucial yet often overlooked step in creating effective communication materials that can make or break your message? This is copy editing. The main reference for this report is our course reference material. The learning objectives for the wrap-up section of this module is to review the key course objectives, familiarize with important glossary terms, and identify and address commonly misspelled words to enhance precision in editing communication materials. If you would like to follow co-learning with me, you can refer on the page numbers mentioned on the slides. Before diving into the editor's skills and qualities, let's take a little step back and ask the editor's why. Why does an editor exist? With reference to this book, a copy editor has a purpose, and that is to serve the needs of three groups. Who are these three groups? First, the author, the person or group of people who wrote the material. The copy editor acts as the second pair of eyes for the author as they work hand in hand, pointing out any errors or inconsistencies in the content of the material. Second is the publisher, which is the money house. They fund the production cost of the printed material. And third, the audience, for whom the copy is being created. All these parties, including the editor, has one main goal, and that is to create an error-free publication. It is also important for the editor to have a good relationship with them, especially with the author. Why? Because the copy editor's job is difficult. He or she corrects someone else's work. If the editor doesn't have a good relationship with them, he or she will experience roadblock in producing a good quality copy material. The copy editor's main focus can be summarized into what we call 4 C's: clarity, coherency, consistency, and correctness. All this is in service of the cardinal C, which is communication. Now that we have discussed that, we can proceed with returning to our course material. According to Lustria et al., there are 7 aspects of a copy that editors should be concerned about. These aspects are certain contexts that an editor should be looking at in a document or a copy. It guides the editor to flag any corrections that needs to be applied. Since one of the module's objectives is for us, the learners, to apply copy editor skills and exercises, we will be doing that as well through this video report. I would also like to flag that the topic in this copy material, in this specific copy material, may be triggering to anyone who is a victim of abuse, so please read with caution. Through the various aspects we listed a while ago, we will be pointing out any corrections that should be applied to this copy material, starting with the words alleged rape, relating it to law, policy, and ethics. The word alleged means not proven and can only be considered as hearsay. This information may legally not be made public, and these specific words may also affect the author and can be sued for libel. Therefore, this part of the copy should be endorsed back to the author to be rewritten or rephrased. The next part of the copy that can also be highlighted is this, where we will connect it to the aspect of accuracy. If you analyze this information, the word recent means the year 2001. Now, this is just assuming that this specific copy, was made when the course material was published, which was in the year 2001. The date of the incident happened on the year 1986, which was 15 years ago. However, Leia, not her real name, is only 11 years old, which means she was born in the year 1990. If you will look at it, or if you'll analyze, the math doesn't add up. Hence, this should be considered back to the author and rephrase to ensure accuracy and to avoid any important facts that may be overlooked. Let's continue applying copy editor skills by going through one more exercise. On the next slides, we will be marking the copy referring to the topic of the marks of an editor. On this copy, there are a few errors such as spelling mistakes and typographical errors. An editor should have applied these marks to point out the errors on this copy. This next copy also has a few edits that needs to be done to make it clear and concise. These are the edits that should be endorsed back to the author. Now that we've went through the first two parts of the course objectives, we will now move forward in discussing the qualities of a good editor. According to Lustria et al., a good editor should be thoroughly reviewing everything, patient as they don't use shortcuts, open-minded as they don't think that there is only one way to do things, resourceful as they find ways to get the answers they need, and good editors should be a clear thinker as they should be able to think logically and rationally about how to express ideas. With additional information from this book, there are 3 considered good qualities of an editor that cannot be taught. Now, these are the qualities that comes naturally as you become an expert in being an auditor and on being an editor. First is judgment. It's the skill of evaluating both the manuscript and the author's intentions. Second is taste. It's subjective and hard to define, but editors instinctively know it when they see it, as it involves recognizing quality and style. And the third, which perhaps the most important part of the 3, is empathy. It's the editor's ability to not only understand the author's vision, but to support them in fully realizing it. That concludes the discussion about the course objectives. We will now move forward to discussing the glossary of terms listed on page 126 of our course material. First term is mechanical editing. Mechanical editing is looking at the technicality of the writing, such as the capitalization, spelling, etc. The exercise, which we have previously done about the marks of an editor, is an example of mechanical editing. Substantive editing is looking at the content structure and accuracy. The exercise we previously done about the various aspects of a copy is an example of substantive editing. Examples such as the Modern Language Association Handbook and the Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association Style are style books. More of these can be found on pages 116 and 117 of our course material. We can now move forward to discussing the commonly misspelled words. As we conclude this report, we should know by now that even minor spelling errors can affect the credibility of the author. Editors can use tools such as the dictionary, stylebook, and thesaurus as listed on page 111 of our course material. Now, before I end my report, I'd like to share a personal experience that highlights the importance of editing. In 2014, I was very new at my current job at the marketing agency, and we were to produce a big quantity of desk calendars. It looks like this. It is for one of the clients that we have. At that time, there were only 3 teams involved without the help of any editor. It was only the account management team, the graphic designer, and the client. Since there were a lot of changes that happened on that artwork and we were pressed on time, no one has noticed a major error on the printout. Turns out, the calendar has mistake on the dates. All the months were dated the same. Now, this was an expensive mistake that we should have avoided if we had taken a little more time to focus on editing. Now, to continue the engagement on studying this module, please share in the discussion forum any similar personal experiences that you can share. Additionally, here are 2 more questions that you can either use to answer and share your input. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed learning this course module as I did. Here are the references I have used for this report, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.